crazy?
This is better than community.
Oh, cool.
I mean, more affordable than groceries.
Of course.
That's from Shen's Last Gift, the tower there we gotta fight in. Or we already fought in, yeah. That's cool, man. Hey guys, welcome back to XCOM 2.
I experienced thickness, volume, Nutrafol is watching.
Get going at Nutrafol.com.
All right, Joe Biden's day-to-day struggles, they continue, and so does the gaslighting from Democrats and the media mob. They don't like the truth. It is tonight on Annie. When was the last time?
Yeah, he's afraid of elevators too. Very well trained. Oh. It's the same thing with this guy. Yeah, same thing. He doesn't like the elevators either.
A danger to us all. If you suspect an impaired driver, call 911 to report it as a crime in progress to the police. We call it Operation Lookout, and we want you to be part of it. Thanks for helping keep our roads safe. A message from Arrival Live Drive Sober. He has done all he can on immigration. President Biden today does more, granting mass amnesty to more than 500,000 illegal immigrants. We'll talk to Senator Josh Hawley about that. And today's Senate hearing on the origins of COVID.
For a little bit of intel, that's it.
Strategic Petroleum Reserve is the political petroleum reserve. Steve Forbes is here on another possible release from the SPRO. And federal courts have now suspended Biden's Title IX revisions in 10 states. We'll talk to the Attorney General of one of them and Riley Gaines. All that plus the breaking news from the White House briefing and the heat wave gripping America. John Roberts, come join Sandra and me talking the
We have the first new image into front Timberlake after his DWI arrest. Timberlake was arrested for drunk driving.
Fucking coffee went down the wrong hole.
Timberlake's attorney confirms that Timberlake was released without bail. He is charged with 1 count of DWI, which here in the state of New York indicates a blood alcohol content level of 0.08 or higher. And he was also cited for failure to keep right and failure to stop at stop signs. Now, billionaire businessman Mark Cuban appears to have taken a shot at former President Trump's perceived stance on the environment. He posted this on X: "I won't vote for anyone that doesn't believe climate change is real." So climate change is a make or break issue for Cuban. But that's interesting, considering how much he loves his private jets. He even bragged about it being the smartest purchase he's ever made back in 2018 because it saves him time. Gilmade, if climate change is one of your penultimate issues, then you would think time would come secondary to that.
I would think, why were you tweeting about this? Your team just lost in the NBA Finals. I wouldn't be thinking about private jet or this election. I know Mark Cuban is a good guy, but he does not like Donald Trump. Donald Trump cannot do anything to get his vote. In fact, he's going to work very hard to Donald Trump's side of it. So this is just the latest example. He was sparring with Piers Morgan over the weekend on the whole deepfake things we were talking about. He was taking the side of people who are editing the video. So that's where he stands. I think he's blind to this one. I think everybody that has these private jets, the John Kerrys of the world, they're going to say they have offsets. I'm not buying the offsets.
Kaylee, the other interesting thing to note, too, is that President Trump's accomplishments during his time in office actually did a
What a worse place to start.
Climate change, including sort of calling out the global participation in something that actually didn't. And so it's hard if, again, you feel that someone has prioritized climate change and conservation that they wouldn't actually dig deeper into what President Trump has espoused. Yeah, I think you were right to call out people who make this their penultimate issue, because 2% of the nation calls climate change and the environment a penultimate issue according to Gallup, but the left always seems to make this the top issue, whether it's regulating dishwashers. The Fifth Circuit said some of the dishwasher regulations will force people to hand wash and actually take more energy. So I just don't understand why this is always the priority when you've got about myriad issues ahead of it of importance. And in that private jet fleet, you've also got John Kerry, the climate czar, who loves to fly his private jet and will not in any way ground it. Well, to be clear, I would love to fly on the private jets as well. So I'm just a haterade over here on the private jets. And maybe that's what's going on with Mark Cuban, too. I think all of these billionaires think that they can be president and don't understand, why Trump resonates with the American people. So maybe they don't. Yeah, I think it's just a little bit of psychology of the rich guy, maybe. Not that I know anything about it. Actually, this is random, but I was at this luxury car dealership. I was stopping by for free coffee. And the guy was telling me, the salesman, that he said exactly that. He said when this new supercar comes out, that all he has to do is tell a billionaire, oh yeah, there's only 4 made, and or there's only 20 on the list. And he said that people will say not something like, show me how it drives. They will say, what do I do to get one? What do I do to be on the list? All it is them one-upping each other.
So it's so funny that you brought that up, Morgan and Emily, because my follow-up question for you is going to be, do we know why Mark Cuban hates Donald Trump?
He was trying to get along with him and trying to work back and forth. He doesn't.
Who was trying to get along with him?
Mark Cuban and Donald Trump were trying to get along for a while. At first, it was the Apprentice against Vince Gill. That started back then. He helped him out getting sports stood up again. But in the end, he just after January 6th, he's out. So and now he's going to work hard behind the scenes, but he can't feel good about his campaign, especially after having performed over the last 4 years. It's everything's anti-business, anti-entrepreneurship. It's everything that made him great.
Well, I can imagine that if you're leading a corporation the way that Mark Cuban is kind of like Kevin O'Leary in the sense that they have all of, these things in their lives corporately and all the different ideas they have, you got to be careful with your politics because you need employees. Right. I wonder what the employee base looks like when you're that vocal saying, I hate Trump.
Right? All right, guys, we're outnumbered. Next to us.
On the move.
It's good to get some fresh air.
Fresh air?
Hi, guys. What are you doing great? Now that I have Inspire, I'm free from struggling with the mask and the hose. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside my body with a click of this button. No mask. No, just sleep. Where do you go? I'm going to get Inspire.
Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Learn more and view important safety information at inspiresleep.com. Greatness hurts. But with care, you can keep chasing it. That's Tylenol. That's care without limits.
If you ain't dead.
Our military has been infested by a woke revolution. Military people. You went from politics at the door.
It's difficult to overstate the division that is being sown into our military.
It's about our sovereignty, it's about our liberty, it's about our Constitution.
These veterans are putting the record straight. Takes out hosts, the War on Warriors. Streaming now only on Fox Station. If you're an active duty military or military veteran, sign up now and get your first year free.
Is your shower trying to tell you something? Is getting in and out of the bathtub becoming a safety concern? Are you worried about the cost of a bathroom remodel that can go on for weeks and weeks? Well, now you can have a gorgeous new bathroom shower that's safer at a price you can afford with a one-day jacuzzi bath remodel.
It's done in the same day. You do not have to wait. It is amazing.
I would give this whole experience an A+. I definitely wish I would have called sooner.
From soft close shower doors and adjustable shower heads to features like grab bars and custom seats.
She has so much shit.
Safety and style. It's never been easier. Get your free design consultation, schedule your one-day installation, and start loving your new bathroom shower right away.
Only weeks left to get waived installation and no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-991-2603. That's 800-991-2603. Call now.
This isn't just your normal bike. It bolts, it unbolts, and it just goes. You can climb that hill, no problem.
And if you're looking for speed, you've come to the right place. 28 miles per hour, up to 65 miles of range. And equipped with hydraulic brakes. This is the Electric Bike Speed 3.0. Fully foldable, fully assembled, ships free. Simple as that. Go to electricebikes.com and come ride with us.
My brain has a mechanical problem. I'll try to get there as soon as I can. Breakfast was delicious, as always. Having a chauffeur car plane side helped keep me in schedule. Hi, Jeff. With all the plane shortages, did you ever move anyone? I never had any trouble. I simply pick a plane, pay, and I'm ready to back it to my destination. Any taxis around? I'm ready. Do we have a deal? Missed your meeting today. Back it and don't miss out on the most important moments of your life.
Call for a complimentary flight. If you're shopping for a home, Realtor.com only shows you homes for sale sourced directly from professionals, meaning you can trust every home listing isn't real listing.
Don't all apps do that?
Not really. Trust the #1 app real estate professionals trust.
We decided to put in an in-ground pool.
I literally went on Angie and typed in pool.
Getting to talk to different contractors, see different bids,
We wanted something beautiful. We wanted something that our children would feel happy seeing.
and we love it.
Get started today at Angie.com. This is keratin debris, where nail fungus grows. Nonix Nail Gel cleans out fungus by removing keratin debris. Using Nonix, 90% of nails improve. Get clinically proven results. So effective, it's money back guaranteed.
Mike, I tell you, I don't know how this is going to go. The details that we're learning right now are really tough. The New York Police Department news conference is coming up, and they're going to talk about the man from Ecuador, that illegal immigrant who was in this country, accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in broad daylight at a New York City park in Queens. And when they start to give some of the details that they're putting out on their social media, I'll have to brace for that. This guy was described as a monster. And the person who restrained him, they're already starting to talk to as well. So much to the story. That news conference coming up, we'll take it live. Then we'll go on to the White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre is holding a news briefing in about 30 minutes. I can only imagine the questions that will be asked then. We won't get into it. We have it for an hour. And later today, President Biden is set to mark the 12th anniversary of DACA, the Dreamers program, by announcing an executive action that would give mass amnesty to 500,000 illegal immigrants who happen to be married to U.S. citizens. Now, we do have part of the law that already deals with this, but they now are going to put that top shelf. Brian, just your real quick thought about how that might go.
I think it's crazy to do this. I don't know who he's going to, kissing up to the squad perhaps, because I don't think this helps a lot of elections, a lot of senators, a lot of aspiring congressional candidates on the left. I don't think this is helping for him.
I think he has infuriated progressives by taking action on asylum. This is the last shot at the end to try to reel back the progressives.
Mr. Halfway, I mean.
Mr. Halfway. Mr. Biden, good name for him.
Morgan.
No, I agree, Katie. That's exactly what I was thinking. He's trying to show both the moderates, the American people, that he's going to do something on immigration, but still trying to keep appeasing the left. It doesn't work.
Where's our escape?
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll
Oh, it's over there.
Reports now.
Harris, thank you. The NYPD now holding a news conference after the dramatic arrest of an illegal immigrant accused of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl in a New York City park. The NYPD says they have an Ecuadorian man in custody, and they say he entered the United States illegally. With that, hello, I'm John Roberts in Washington. Sandra, it's happening again and again and again.
It's tough. I'm Sandra Smith in New York. Great to be with you, John. This is American Reports. Investigators say the suspect crossed the border back in 2021. And that is a reoccurring trend as more instances of migrant crime pop up across this country.
I don't want any parents to live the nightmare that I am living. Kayla's murderer was apprehended by Border Patrol crossing illegally into the U.S. at the southwest border.
A man with an evil heart stole her life. He was in this country and in this state illegally.
All of this comes as President Biden will take to the podium next hour to roll out a brand new executive action that will ultimately shield 500,000 illegal migrants from deportation. We'll get Senator Josh Hawley's thoughts on that just ahead.
Fox Team coverage begins now, Rich Edson, with more details on Biden's new batch of executive actions.
But first to our Eric Shawn and the brand new migrant arrest in New York City that the NYPD is talking about. Eric? Yes, the John Marcus Conference breaking just now. An illegal immigrant from Ecuador arrested. Apprehended, under arrest, suspected of sexually assaulting, as you said, a teenage girl in a New York City park last week. A police source says this photo shows 25-year-old Christian Giovanni Ingolande being taken into custody after neighbors who recognized him from his wanted posters pounced on Landy. They held him until police arrived in the early hours this morning. Landy is accused of threatening two teens, a girl and a boy, both 13 years old, after pulling a machete-style knife and then forcing them into a secluded area of the woods in a park in the New York City borough of Queens. That's what police say. He used a shoelace to bound their hands together before Landy allegedly sexually assaulted the young girl. Despite the traumatic experience, the teens were able to describe this distinctive animal tattoo that you can see in the police sketch that they described to the police sketch artist. That tattoo seems to match the animal tattoo seen on Landy's chest. Authorities say Landy lives in a nearby mansion, and sources say he illegally crossed the border near Eagle Pass, Texas, that business month in 2021. Landy does have an arrest record, mainly for low-level offenses. Former NYPD detective and New York Republican Senate candidate Mike Scaparone is calling for a migrant crime task force. He says that's needed to focus on illegals.
We're talking about people who committed crimes. People who committed illegally. We should be scrutinizing what they do. You're right. We scrutinize migrants. We scrutinize recidivist people. Not enough. We need to start with scrutinizing the recidivists more and more and more. We'll stop the crime.
The Sacramento police are praising those teen victims for having the state of mind and the composure to describe the different elements that they saw, that tattoo, and other details of this horrific crime to police. That suspect, again, right now in custody, has been processed. The news conference ongoing. Those details.
I did right before that now on the the chief of the ongoing investigation. Let's see if we can pick up some more details.
His office for the charges are going to be as follows. Victim, rape, sex abuse, robbery in the first degree, menacing, unlawful imprisonment, kidnapping, endangering the welfare of a child, and possession of a weapon. For the male victim, robbery in the first degree, menacing, criminal possession of a weapon, unlawful imprisonment, kidnapping, endangering the welfare of a child.
2 days.
Chris Polis and all special victims for their efforts in bringing this case to a successful conclusion. Thank you.
Who are they?
So they're local residents from right on that block there. Like I said, we
can't stand these missions.
Guys, that picture was out there. That sketch was plastered everywhere. Everybody knew who we were looking for.
That's for the engineer.
Tips coming in, actually naming the perpetrator. So they knew who he was. When they saw him out on the street, they tried to detain him. They called 911. He began to fight back as the community was trying to restrain him, or try to retain him. And he suffered some minor injuries while the community was holding. We're hearing, we don't have confirmation of that. We're hearing that possibly he may have used a belt to try and hold his feet together to keep him from running away. He's been bouncing.
For an emergency extraction of a VIP working for the Resistance. The spokesman provided the coordinates, but the rest is up to us. Locate the VIP and escort them out of the area safely. Goes without saying, but don't leave any hostiles standing.
There was one red bandana that was recovered from the scene. And
Nice team. I'm definitely saving this one.
Secure the VIP and proceed to the evac volume for extraction. Advent already knows we're here, so your position is
as of right now, they come forward.
So obviously, a lot of the tips that came in helped to the arrest of this migrant who has now been busted.
Check you guys next time, alright? Peace out.
The charges were announced right off the top there, John. Rape, sex abuse, robbery, unlawful imprisonment, kidnapping, possession of a weapon. This is really, really bad, scary stuff that happened. And the ongoing efforts in this investigation, obviously the details are still coming out.
What I thought was really interesting was that people in the neighborhood knew who this person was, and when they saw him out there in the streets, they took it upon themselves